I was really honoured to be given the Scottish Art Club award at the exhibition of the Royal Scottish Society of Painters in Watercolour a couple of years ago. And part of that award is holding an exhibition at the club premises in Edinburgh. And I'm really delighted to be showing here in what is a beautiful and wonderful exhibition space. The exhibition that I have on show is a project called Migrations, and I've brought together about 40 pictures from that project here. And in that, I'm using birds as a metaphor for people and telling a story about the refugee crisis that we've experienced over the past few years. And it is inspired by researches and travels which I've done through the UK and through Europe and as far as the Middle East, where I was travelling and staying with refugee families and volunteering in transit camps and refugee camps, teaching art classes and doing box packing and stacking and things like that. And as I travelled, I did sketches on site, and you can see some of those on show here. They're quick watercolour paintings which are worked up later. They're pages straight out of my sketchbooks. Many of them have annotations and writing describing what I was seeing and recording at the time. And that information came back to the studio and turned into more finished and considered compositions in oil and watercolour. And in that I used birds as a metaphor for people. And that's because birds are very important to ecologists as environmental indicators. When things change in the environment, the populations of birds, their timing, their behaviour, their migrations change radically as well. And there's something particularly poignant about people living in the same day-to-day state of survival as wild animals and using the same migration routes across seas and deserts as wild migratory birds. The project itself took me very far outside my comfort zone. I'm best known as a wildlife artist. That's all I've ever done for 30 years. But I went to places which were really beyond my experience and produced artwork that was very different to the work that I've ever created before. It was very challenging. As I say, it took me right outside my comfort zone. At times it was very upsetting, but overall it was an inspiring project, and that was because of the people I met, people who had been through incredible hardship but somehow kept their sense of humanity, their optimism and often a sense of humour in circumstances that I would have found crushing. And perhaps more than that, people who had gone to help, who'd given up family lives and careers and had given up years and years of their lives just to try and help others. It was truly inspiring. So please have a look around the exhibition and have a look at the paintings. Some of them tell the story of particular places, perhaps the Jordanian desert and the borders with Syria, maybe places in Sicily where there are squalid unofficial camps under motorway flyovers. There are a series of paintings done in the jungle camp in Calais, where I spent several days sitting on the edge of the camp and sketching with groups of Afghani and Chad and Iraqi children, basically, who were standing around watching me draw and paint and chatting with me. There's more information about each of the paintings online. If you'd like to go to my website, you can navigate there. And thank you.